Hi, welcome back to Chatting with Ashley. I get asked all the time, how do I find a good coach or a good counselor or a good therapist? So, we're going to talk about that today. What does that process look like in identifying someone who will be able to help you? I have 3 steps for you. The first step is to really figure out what it is that you need. What are you looking for? Are you looking for someone to help you with betrayal trauma? Are you looking for someone to help you with a sex addiction? Are you looking for someone to help you with OCD or depression or anxiety? What is it that you need? Because once you know what that need is, it's going to be a lot easier to find someone who's able to supply that need. Once you do identify that need, you can look for someone who specializes in that specific area. When you look at a professional's name and it has that whole alphabet soup at the end, those letters are letting you know what areas they have specialization in, what areas they've received additional training in order to be able to help you better. So do a quick Google search and find out what letters you should be looking for. If you're looking for betrayal trauma, the letters CCPS will be helpful for you. That stands for Certified Clinical Partner Specialist. They've received certification from the Association for Partners of Sex Addict Trauma Specialists. And so that will be something helpful for you. Just things like that. The letters are super confusing, but you can do a quick Google search and find out which letters you should be looking for. And usually, if you're looking for a specialization, you can go onto that specific certification organization's website and search for a provider who has been specialized in that area. Second, step number 2, once you've collected a couple names, 3 or 4 that seem like they might have the experience and the specialization you're looking for, interview them. You are hiring us to come into your life and help you. Please ask us questions. Please take a second to ask us what kind of models or theories we follow. This is vital specifically for betrayal trauma because prior to understanding that going through the trauma of betrayal for a spouse's sexual acting out behaviors, the spouses were treated with the co-addict model is what it was called. And that talked all about things that would be damaging. Now, if you've had some counselor trauma in the past, it's quite possible that's the model that they were trained under. But now we know the betrayal trauma model. And so you'll want to make sure that you're talking to someone that's proficient in a model that applies to you. You'll want to ask things like, where did you get your training? And how long ago was it? How long have you been practicing? What do you recommend in these areas? Are you certified or do you just have experience? And why is that important? You might want to ask things like, this is a specific cultural thing. Do you have any experience with this culture? Or here's a specific situation that I've gone through. Do you have any experience with that? And just ask them some questions. Now, here's the thing. You're not going to find someone who answers every question perfectly because that doesn't exist. But as you ask these questions, you'll get a feel for who this professional is, who you're talking to, what experience they have, and why they feel confident in what they're doing. Which leads us to step number 3, asking yourself some questions. After you've done some interviewing of 3 or 4 counselors, you're going to ask yourself some questions. You're going to say, how did I feel while I was talking to them? Did it feel comfortable? Did it feel easy? Did it feel like they were maybe defensive of my questions, or were they open and receptive to my questions? You're going to think about the energy. Was their energy just an energy that matches, or did it feel like it didn't quite match? And is their theory or model, the way that they like to approach things, something that I'm comfortable with? And you're going to go through and just ask all of these things. While you're asking these questions, please do a Google search. Look up their website and see what it is that they talk about on their website. What are they passionate about? What experience do they have? You can probably find podcasts that we've been on and listen to some of our thoughts and just get to know us a little bit so that when you come in and you're ready to work, you're ready to dig in and get the help that you need, you can come and walk into the office of someone that you feel comfortable with, and that you feel like this was a good fit for me right from the beginning. And then remember, you always have the right to change your mind. So if at some point you need to change, please change. I promise you we won't be offended. Our goal as the helping professionals is simply to help you, and we want you to feel comfortable, and we want you to know that you're supported. And we will always do our best to show those, but if the way that we show it doesn't quite work for you, that's okay. Find someone where it fits. We want you to have that for yourself. So, thanks for joining us for Chatting with Ashley today. If you have other questions that you'd like me to chat about, please send them in. I love talking about the things that are important to you and addressing the questions that you have. And then quick reminders, don't forget that marriage repair happens every week and that my Bystander Basics class is starting again in March, and that you aren't crazy and you're not alone. We'll see you there.